I am so sorry that I have not been here very often for lives. That's because there's something so exciting that's happening in my creative life that I have been just busy doing other wonderful manifesting things. Let me get my bell here so I'm ready to ring for important points. And you're looking out my window with me this morning while I shuffle my cards, because one of the things I wanted to do was to be able to engage better with the chat while I'm filming. And so I need to do things a little bit differently here to get started. So I have a theory. My theory is that if we all have an inner child, which I do believe we have inner child wisdom within us that carries some of the burdens of our childhood, then wouldn't it make sense if your future self was equally as viable, equally as accessible? What if? Now, you guys know I love Neville and the idea of acting as if and assuming that something is true. So that is the heart of today's readings. We are going to be acting as if our future self is alive and well, living in our imagination, and eager to help us achieve the manifesting that we're looking for. So, thank you for being here with me this morning. And I'm just asking not Palo Santo, the sage this morning to bless our time together, to draw us into a place of unity where we are able to access the wisdom of our future self to answer a question. And so I'm here to answer your questions. I'm only going to be drawing one card. And of course, it's a tiny bit limited to have only one card for a reading, but it is enough to get you curious about that future self of yours who is right here, right now, waiting to answer your questions. So, blow away my ashes. So, anyway, here I have my wisdom deck, the angel wisdom deck. So, I'll be answering questions. So, all you have to do is put a question into the chat, and I will definitely draw a card for you. But meanwhile, what I'm wanting to do is to draw a card just for the collective, for those who are drawn to talk to their future self. Let me just adjust my table a little bit. Hey, Threadis, welcome. Aw, I am just so grateful that you're here. And Threadis, remember that if you're walking with Jesus, you are not alone. Can I hear an amen from the peanut gallery? Okay, let's draw a card for the collective here. What is the general wisdom about the future self that the universe has for us this morning? Oh, the Empress, just beautiful. Hi, trending news. Welcome. So, first of all, I want to tell you that this beautiful perfume container, it came from my grandmother, I believe. And when you look at it, I love how the prism effect of the top of that perfume decanter is showing us there's always many different views to any situation that you're in. So let me just draw my cards back here. Let's take a look at this Empress card. The message is take time to take action. Give birth to your dreams. Creative projects will be very successful. Abundance and abundance and prosperity. Hey, Leo. Oh gosh, it's been forever since I've seen you. I did change my name from the Fish Out of Water Tarot over to Pattern Breaker, and I did lose some people in the meanwhile. But I'm glad to see you're here today. So, when I'm looking at future self, which has just been capturing my imagination, I've been having so much fun writing scripts as if I was communing with my future self. And I cannot tell you what it's doing for my belief system. So, I believe that the cards are here to agree with me. Thank you, cards, because the idea of uh, who knows you better than your future self, right? Who knows you better? And so, if you've been waiting to achieve something, if you've wanted something important to happen, if you've had situations around relationships or your career, your future self is here to tell you that they have secrets and keys for you. For sure, journaling helps, and you're going to hear me talking about that today because when you begin to journal to your future self as if they were real, it's all imaginary, but it really changes your focus. I wish I could take my own heart and give it to you in my hands so that you could feel the changes that I've had from doing this work for the last 4 or 5 months. So that is our card of promise for today. Anybody, do you have a question that you want to ask? Are you curious about your future self? What is it that's going on that you're manifesting right now? Let me know and I'll draw you a card. Thank you, Empress. I love that she's here. I think I might leave her here to back up the rest of our readings. So let's see. Let me just draw a card. I'm feeling to start off with, I want to draw a card about money and career. Okay. So I'm just always going to be just cutting. Oops. Oh gosh, that card chain jumping out. I'm just going to be cutting the cards for our answers. Two cards came out for love and career, excuse me, money and career. And so let's do both of them. Okay. So this is the first card for us about money and career. Oh, financial freedom. Perfect for you, Threadis. Let's take a look here. So the card's message is an unwise choice. There's a better way that will make you happy. Avoid people who lack integrity, who have questionable motives. Right, so let's take a look at this card. So to me, thread is what I think is happening for you is that, excuse me, that you've had a little disappointment, that you've been discouraged. I look at the figures in the background and they look like they've been defeated, haven't they? So your future self is right here, right now, telling you that everything is not as it appears. Okay, write that down, Threadis. If you have a pencil and paper, it's always a good idea to bring notes, be able to take notes in a reading. But your future self says everything is not as it appears. And when it comes to finances, look at how the money is leaking out of his hands. His eyes are not on his money, it's leaking. So, Threadis, what I feel your future self is asking you is are you overspending at all? Are you spending on things that you don't need? Because it seems like there's a little leakage around your finances. So, your inner self, your future self is never judgmental. It's so important to realize that your future self is seeing you as complete with this challenge. All right. So, one of the affirmations that I love to use to kind of pull this into being is I am so happy and thankful now that I am more financially free. So, you're stating out loud the way your future self is seeing the situation. The pinch that you're in right now is calling you to some changes. That's perfectly okay. The thing that you're wanting is to pursue your future self's perspective. When you start to journal, dear future self, this is how I'm feeling. Pause, put your pencil down, and then think and allow yourself the freedom to imagine your future self speaking back to you. I would love for you, Threadis, to take a look at this idea that you could be leaking money where you don't need to be spending it. All right. If you have been having a habit of overspending, which most of us have gone through that in our lives, you might want to look at what's called a no buy month or low buy. You can find it on YouTube, but it's where you make a commitment to yourself to eliminate any spending that is just not important or not crucial for you. Writing down how you can use your money more wisely can really help you move forward. So your future self is looking at it more lightheartedly than you and definitely wants to support you. Now, I do readings for folks, as you guys know, where I can do a reading that goes in depth and lets you hear from your future self. Contact information is in the description box. Reach out if you want more support. All right. So I have a second card, and so I'm going to use it because it spit itself out and trending news. I see that you are lighting up with this idea, and the card is speaking to you. So let's pull this next card for clarity. If you're enjoying the readings, hit that thumbs up. That brings you into the circle of completion with what you're hearing from your from future self today. Now remember, future self is an energy that's available for everyone. If you have an inner child, why wouldn't you have future self available to you? Mhm. Leo, it's so true. Isn't it cool? I have been very much impacted the same way as you. For those of you who are not seeing this message, Illuminating Leo Light says, I've been practicing integrating the guidance I've received from spirit and my higher self into my human life on earth. It has been a challenge, but I'm still pushing forward. So, absolutely. I think having this Queen of Cups here, um, yes, is wonderful because the future self holds nothing but love. The future self holds nothing but love for you and can't really interfere with what's going on in your present day reality, but is holding you in its heart and drawing you forward. I call it leaving breadcrumbs. When you have something that's happens that's a coincidence that encourages you, I have chosen to look at that as a breadcrumb from my future self. So even if you're here on this particular reading, that is a breadcrumb. Some of you have never heard me before. Others of you haven't been on a live for a long time. So I choose to believe that your future self has drawn you here. Look at the message: loving, compassionate, psychic, self-sacrificing, deep psychic insights, caring for others but forgetting to take care of yourself. Trust your intuition, a deep love of family and friends. Follow your heart. This is such an important message. If you are similar to me, I am a Scorpio, Scorpio rising, and Gemini moon. I have a lot of conflicts within me balancing all of those energies. And it's much easier for me to hop on a reading and dive into the cards for and with all of y'all versus caring for myself first. And my future self has been on my case a little bit about pausing, resting, believing, and not working too hard, not putting too much effort out there. So when it comes to career and finances, isn't it true that sometimes we get to working so hard that we have zero time for fun? Zero time to relax and be with our own selves. So, Queen of Cups is here today. Would see how she's placing her toes into the ocean? You have only touched the abundant life that is ahead for you. No matter where you are, no matter what's going on around you, there is always floods of abundance waiting to be noticed. I spend a lot of time outside. My last live I did in the woods, and today's a rainy day, so I'm not in the woods today. But there's abundance everywhere around you. If we look outside to my window here and look at that little hummingbird that landed on the bird feeder there, there's a hummingbird feeder up there. What a wonderful example of rest. Very few times do you see hummingbirds holding still, and that one did right now, right while I was talking about the importance of rest. Look at these spider plants out here. Look at the abundance of the babies hanging from them. Look at the clouds in the sky. an abundance of clouds. Now, I know that you need more cash in your wallet. I know that. But your future self knows even better. And your future self knows the exact steps. I promise you. They sometimes they may speak to you like clairaudiently, where you might hear a voice that says, "Do this now." But that doesn't happen to a lot of people. A lot of the clues that you're looking for are so subtle, but I can promise you, once you start noticing abundance around you in all things, you're going to be noticing abundance in your finances also. Okay. Your future self is alive and well in your imagination, waiting for you to notice. Okay. So, anybody else here that wants to have me draw a card? I would love it. What is the life area that you are wanting growth and expansion? What is it that you wish you had an answer for? Your future self is here to draw a connection for you today. So I know I'm on a little bit of a delay when this is live, so I'm just going to pause for a second. I'm just going to ring the bell. Hi, Queen. Welcome. Thank you so much for your request. And I'm assuming that most of you are just, if there's not a specific question, that you're curious about this idea that your future self has a message for you. And I'm here for you. I gotcha. Okay, so let's look at the cards. Let's draw a card for Queen. Queen, I am so glad that you're here today. I don't recognize your name, so I sense that you're here for the first time. And this is a breadcrumb for you for sure. Your future self brought you here. No accidents. Okay, let's see. Ah, the Two of Cups. Very interesting. Okay, so first of all, it makes me wonder about your relationship status and if you're single and looking. Hi, Pamela, welcome. Because this can swing two ways with the Two of Cups. It is definitely a card that tells us about relationships, but the Two of Cups can be about different sorts of connections too that are important. So let's read the message first, and then we'll have a word. Hey, Nettie, welcome back. Oh, Queen, you are single. Okay, well, no accidents here. I am so grateful you're here, Queen, because your future self has been calling you. You may have been having dreams. You may have held certain feeling of in your heart that there's a longing to be connected. And there's no doubt that the drawing of this card is just one clue for you that your future self has been leaving along your path. And right now, Queen, I feel emotion in my chest. I feel sadness and deep feeling. So this could be your energy, or it could be someone else that's hearing me right now. But if it's you and you're feeling emotion, just lay your hand right on your chest and take a breath. Your future self is here for you, and your future self wants to comfort you today. Hey, Serendipity, welcome in. Let's take a look at the message. Falling in love or the resurgence of a romantic relationship, forgiveness and the ending of challenges, exchanging gifts. Don't give up on the people you love. Okay, so I'm picking up at the sense of wanting to get an ex back. Is there anybody here who is feeling like they have made a mistake, that they have broken up with someone that was a destined soulmate? It could be that your future self is here for you. I don't know your situation, Queen, but it could be that there's a remnant of a past relationship that could be holding you back or calling you forward, right? Because this is confusing. Your future self wants for you to have peace of mind. And so I believe your future self is giving you guidance today about making sure that there are no hard feelings or hurt feelings or revenge or anger that are left in your energy field from that past relationship or from many past relationships. Many times, if you guys watch Abraham Hicks on YouTube, which I love them so much, but they'll talk about cleaning up your vibration. Anger, hurt feelings, revenge, and grief are all energy, energy that can be buzzing around your system. And when those energies are buzzing around, electrified in your own energy system, you will repel the exact people that you want. The energy is prickly and harsh. And even though you may be really a sweet person, under the radar can be this hurt feelings energy that can interfere with attracting future love. So, the first thing that your future self wants for you to know, oh, I totally see where you're coming from, Queen, because that loneliness is also an energy that throbs inside of you. Being shunned is something I am very familiar with. In my family, my ability to tell stories with the cards is not well received by some of my blood family. And so, what the universe has done for me, I'm 72 and I've been around a long, long time reading cards. I have been completely fulfilled by my clients, by my contacts around the world. You guys are closer to me than my own family at times. It used to bring me grief to realize that, but no more because I can't change people. I can only change myself. One of the affirmations that's helped me so much, Queen, is this. I am so thankful and relieved now that I know I am loved. How can I know that I'm loved? Because most of the humans that are in my life right now do love me. My beloved pet, Murphy, who is so kind to be sleeping soundly during this reading. Sometimes he'll be barking. That's because people might come in. If they walk by my door, he may bark. But I'm receiving love from unexpected sources. Okay, Queen? So I am so thankful and relieved now that I realize my future self is guiding me. I am so thankful and relieved now that I realize that shunning is not the end of the world. In fact, sometimes when people choose to turn and walk away from them, you can find new connections that are closer than anything you ever imagined. I am so thankful and relieved now that I know my future self is guiding me. Okay, Queen? There may be a human person right now who is ready to reach out and be friendly toward you. Your highest goal is to forgive and release the people that have hurt you in the past. All right? It's YouTube is a wonderful source of revelation. Let me see. Oh, that sounds so cool, Queen, because to be able to balance your story so that your story does have hope in it. I do have, if you're first time here, I put out little daily videos that are only 13 seconds long, and they're little breadcrumbs. All of my videos are breadcrumbs because spirit is definitely calling you to more freedom in your feelings. So be sure to subscribe, watch those, binge watch a few of those breadcrumbs, and feel into the reality of what your higher self is calling you to. Okay. Once again, these one card readings are limited. I do personal readings. You'll find all the information in the description box. So do come back and visit me because I am all about future you connection. Okay. Let's see. Let's go on. Thank you so much, Queen. I am so grateful for you being here and my new friends, Serendipity. Welcome, Nettie. A card for Nettie. Nettie, is there something specific you would like to know, or do you just want to see what your future self has for you? Anyone else? If you're relating to these videos, please hit the thumbs up. I ask for your own benefit. It closes a loop around what it is future self wants for you personally. You can claim any of these readings as your own. General reading, future self, what do you have? We're calling on Nettie's future self right now. And let's draw a card. Okay, beautiful. It's the Four of Pentacles. Hi, your fave girl. Welcome. Blessings to you too. Today we are sprinkling breadcrumbs along your path, messages from your future self. What if your future self has been active in your life and you haven't recognized it? Every time there's a serendipity, you think, wow, well, how did that show up? Or why did that happen? What if it's your future self reaching to you right now with a special piece of guidance? So let's take a look at this beautiful Four of Pentacles and managing your resources wisely, extremes in how you give or receive money, time, or emotions, smart business decisions, seeing things as black or white, being charitable. Okay, so we're here. Absolutely, your fave girl. I would love to. Let's see what your future self has for you, but let's do Nettie first. Now, if you want to join Nettie in the energy of this future self reading, is super easy to do. Just claim it. Write down in the comments, I claim this card, and you will be surprised how much it will soothe. There are clues coming to you 24/7 from your future self, Nettie. And so here we see this Four of Pentacles. And what the Four of Pentacles is talking about is learning how to use your, excuse me, your money more wisely. Okay. Your money wants to, how can I say this? In a way, it's like money itself wants to claim you. Like money wants to speak to you. Money wants you to understand it. I feel like future self is holding hands with money right now. It's a picture I'm seeing in my mind that future self, if it could take a form and speak to you, it would really want to, Nettie. Nettie, your future self has combined with the energy of money in a way that you don't understand right now. I'm feeling goosebumps running on my upper body right now. That's always a sign. For me, I used to take it for granted, but now I realize it's my future self. I learned from Neville that when I get goosebumps, it's a time when my future self and I are in the same energy. That has really helped me with the confidence to believe that whatever problem I'm going through is totally in control, that my future self is here with me, guiding me. And that's the exact feeling I'm having for you right now, Nettie. First of all, in the very first card, the first two cards, one was the Empress, and the next one was about, I'm not remembering, but that's because I'm so focused on the moment. But the idea of watching for leaking money, it was the Five of Swords, that your future self is saying you have a money leak and with money holding its hand. So the two of them are together here, encouraging you to watch your spending. See if you can do a week where you agree that you are not going to spend money on anything unnecessary, no matter how small, no matter if it's a sale item and it's only $1, and you think, well, what's the harm of me spending this dollar, right? But money has a secret for you, and it has to do with mindful spending and being able to change your money story completely, flip it upside down. One of the easiest things to do to get this energy moving is to declutter something. I know this feels counterintuitive because what does this have to do with money? However, if you can go through a closet, go through a drawer, and make a pile of things that you want to save, things that you want to throw away, and things that you can donate. So the goal is to fill a bag with donations and gift them to your area um, spot. Here we have Goodwill. We have several resale shops in my community that help out people who don't have as much as I do. So if you can empty your closet of like 10 things you're not wearing anymore and donate them to some place that will um, use them for someone else. Now, I'm going to offer you guys something really special. Anybody who's listening to this right now, I will give you a free reading. I am not even kidding. Here's how you play this game. Fill a bag with something that you can donate. Take a picture of that bag and send it to my Gmail account, patternbreakertarot at Gmail. Anybody who sends me a picture of a bag that you've collected, or you could send me a picture of the place where you donated it, I will give you a free rating. No kidding. Because it's so important to break up your money story and to create something new for yourself. The Four of Pentacles is all about being generous, even though you need to be careful with your money. You may be able to give some money away to somebody. I've done that many, many times. But for you who are listening right now, with money and your future self holding hands, there's something important that your future self wants to tell you, and I don't want money to be in the way. So, once again, take a photo of donated items or the location where you donated, and I will give you a quick private reading, 15-minute video on a special message your future self has for you. Okay? You don't have to take that challenge, but why not? What if future self is real? What if future self is real? Ask yourself that question. If your future self is leaving you breadcrumbs, and that's why you're here on this reading, it would behoove you to take her future self up on that challenge. And I can tell you, it is my future self who just gave me that idea. Isn't that cool? Okay, next, I know somebody asked, hang on, your fave girl. Okay, am I saying that right? Your fave girl? Let's draw you a card. So hold in your mind what is the problem that you're dealing with. And while I am pulling the card, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Any of you guys who are just stopping by, first of all, just like Southwest Airlines, there are many choices for your readings today, and I'm grateful that you've selected my channel. And let's take a look at the future self reading for my friend, your fave girl. I hope you guys will subscribe so you'll be here for my breadcrumbs. What are my breadcrumbs? Every single day, I put out little tiny videos, 13 seconds. Everybody's got time for 13 seconds. And they are breadcrumbs from spirit to you for what it is that you're seeking in your life right now. So, fave girl. Ooh, I love this card for you. Okay, your fave girl. Let me just take a breath here. I need a sip of my tea. Hold on. Look out my window with me. It's a beautiful day here in Tennessee. Where are y'all from? Let me know. I would love to know where you're watching from. It's so cool how we can connect all around the world with these readings. Okay, your fave girl, your future self. Your future self is completely smitten with you. You know the word smitten? Oh, the Bronx. Nothing but good coming out of the Bronx. Love you, girl. Okay. Your future self is smitten with you. You know the word smitten? I love that. Hey, Nettie from Nova Scotia. Oh, I would love to go there one day. Thank you for checking in from Nova Scotia. So, Fave Girl, there's a lot of tenderness here. And I feel that you are coming through something. Mm. Let's read the message first, okay? A beautiful new emotional experience, a romantic relationship or deep friendship, awakening of psychic abilities or spiritual insights, a love letter, a new home. Okay, so Fave Girl, it does look like your future self is cradling something. See how carefully the little mermaid is cradling that cup? And then we have the dolphin, and we're underwater here. So I feel that that your future self is muffled. It's as if, see how the light is drifting through the water? If a human were standing outside in the same setting, the sun would be bright. The heat of the sun would be clear. So I'm feeling for you, Faith Girl, that you're feeling separated from your future self. In fact, the whole idea of communicating with your future self may be very new for you. And so there's a playfulness and a tenderness here. I'm feeling trembling, and even the camera is trembling in my hand. So I feel that you've just been through something that is hard for you, that there's a part of you that wants something deeply, but the fear of making a mistake and the fear of going forward could be holding you. Now, if you are hearing my voice and you're here in the reading, and you're not Faith Girl, you can claim this energy. Just say, I claim it, because every one of us has a future self. Man, I'm feeling emotion behind my eyes right now. Some of you may have tears. Whenever I get goosebumps during a reading or even during my day to day life, I choose to believe that those are moments when I am sharing a vibration with my future self. My future self has been guiding my readings for years now, but I only realized it a few short weeks ago. It's a brand new idea for me to think that my future self is the one who's been dropping pennies near the railroad track for the last few months. Over 100 pennies have shown up at the railroad tracks when I walk. And I've been just crazy about, I've been like, what's going on? Why? Why? And one day, a couple weeks ago, I had an aha. It's me. My future self finally got through to me. It's me. I've been dropping breadcrumbs for years. And as I've aligned with my future self, my confidence in Catherine, in who I am, has increased. So, your fave girl, don't be afraid. Your future self is here saying, don't be afraid. Understand that your experiences have marked you and have scarred you in some ways, and they've caused you to be careful. And that's not all bad, but your future self is offering you something brand new. Now, did you hear me say earlier, Faith Girl, that I will give a free reading to anyone that empties their closet and takes out 10 different pieces of clothing that you're not wearing anymore? And allow that donation to connect you to your future self? I wouldn't be surprised if you got goosebumps while you're decluttering. But it's easy to be generous with your things. If you don't have money to create an offering right now, do it with your things. Unclutter. Take a picture of what you are donating Or take a picture of the store that you're donating to, and I'm going to send you a reading. No lie. That's how sure I am that my future self is guiding me accurately. This is an exciting time. This is the start of something brand new, but you need to come to the surface for breath. Okay? Let your future self guide you. Fantastic reading here. And also be sure to subscribe because my little breadcrumbs, that's what I should call them, is breadcrumb readings. But I am constantly giving out encouragement in tiny little bite-sized pieces so that you can keep going towards the path that your inner being, your future self is calling you to. Time to come up for some air. Okay, let's go on. I hope you're enjoying these readings. Hit the thumbs up. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing YouTube that you're enjoying these readings. That's how they publicize it. That's how they get it out there for more people to connect. I am all about breaking the patterns that are holding you back from your highest good. Let's make it a game. Let's move forward. Okay, is there anyone else who has made a request? I'm just going back to make sure I don't miss anybody. And hello, Homa, Jadida, welcome. So glad that you're here with me today. Serendipity, Serendipity, I love your name. Okay, anybody else want to have a card drawn? Hi, Stevie. Would you like me to draw a card for you? What's going on? Is there a particular life area that's troubling you, or do you just want a general reading from your future self? Let me know. I'm going to take a sip from my tea, take a peek out the window, looking at the abundance all around me. Oh, hey, Faith girl, I'm so glad that you are here and that you got to have that reading today. And what's drawing my attention here, I see those great big green leaves. That's a canna lily. And I took the canna lily from the other part of my garden last year and I planted it there. And it's so fun to have an abundant example right before my eyes where you can get transplanted and become abundant by nature. So sometimes, what does that mean? And when you're transplanted, a lot of times your family of origin, they don't get you. You may feel like you were born in the wrong nest. That's sure true of me. So I transplanted myself all over the place. I even lived in Mexico for a few years, which was fabulous. And now I'm here in Tennessee, still teaching how to get closer to what it is you're wanting. Okay, so we have Janelle, excellent. You will find that donating is an absolutely fantastic way to create more of a connection with your inner self. So go ahead and take advantage about that. And Hayne, okay, great. I would love to let you know about your future love. Gabby, welcome. Am I saying your name right, Gabby? And Stevie, if you guys want a card to be drawn, just let me know let me know if you want a general reading from your future self or a specific topic. And now, Hayne, let's take a look. Thank you guys. Hey, Gabby, welcome. Would you like a card, Gabby? I will draw one for you next. Let me know what topic, and I'd be happy to do that for you guys this morning. Meanwhile, please remember that if I draw a card and you are resonating, how do you know if you're resonating? Goosebumps? You might get a shiver or a chill. Just put in here, I claim it, and it is yours. Okay, Hayne, you are next, and then Gabby. Thank you guys for keeping me company today on May 25th, 2025. Oh, 2525. There's a good magic about that combination. Okay, hey, let's take a peek. And we have the Two of Swords. And your to know about your future love. Good, perfect. Future love, and we're going to ask your future self. It's such a new idea, isn't it? To allow ourselves to believe, to imagine that we really could have a connection with our future self. Isn't that interesting? Now, I appreciate that it could sound fake. Oh, totally. But the imagination is where we do all of our most fun work. To imagine something and feel just as real as if it's happening. right now. And that's what I love about creating a future for ourselves that is simply works out better. If things have not been going well in your life, it can really tear your ego apart, right? If something is failing, it can make you feel horrible inside, and that's real. So, what we want to do is find a way to feel better about those situations. So, let's take a peek at what we have for Hain. Okay, Hain, let's read the message first. First, I'm just going to pull this close because there's something about this card that is very intriguing to me. It makes me wonder if you have been married, Kane, or where does marriage fit in your future love life? Do you want to be married? Have you been married before? Because this strikes me as bridal energy, but it's not happily ever after. It strikes me as bridal, though, because of the white dress and she's wearing a veil. So I can swing this story a couple of ways. Number one, if you have broken up, if you've had a divorce, it can be very damaging to your self concept. What you thought was going to be happily ever after ended up not being so. Unmarried. And do you want to be married? Because first, I know several people watch this reading at the same time. So I want to say that what you're going to hear about this card would be true of a broken marriage. And it's also true of somebody who is unmarried and wants to be. Because see those crossed swords across the heart? One of those swords can be seen as fear and the other sword can be seen as disappointment. When you have a lot of fear and disappointment around being disconnected from love, it can cut you off from the very thing that you're wanting. It is difficult when you get to certain places and you have not found your partner. When you haven't found your person, it can be devastating. And that energy radiates around you like a throb. The pain of disappointment and the pain of fear that you may never find someone. If you are resonant with this energy, please let me know in the comments below. I get it. I get it. It's hard to separate from the feelings of pain and disappointment, but it is possible. So, my dear Hayne, what's happening for you today is that your future self is calling you to lay down those swords, to let your arms down and release it. For whatever reason, you have not met your partner yet. Your future self loves you and cares for you so much and wants you to know that you are missing out on opportunities for love that you don't even know. By holding up those swords across your heart, you're missing the love that comes from other places besides a soulmate. Love is all around us all the time. I showed you a picture of my dear Murphy. I'm single. I kind of love my single life a lot. And my future self will sometimes tease me and say, "Are you sure you like being single?" Well, my love for Murphy and the love he has for me fills my heart. I also find a lot of love in my neighbors. I find a lot of love in strangers who, if I stop and talk to strangers when I'm on my walk, they will be kind and giving of their attention to me. And I've learned over my lifetime, I'm 72, that once I start receiving love and take my mind off of a soulmate relationship, my vibe softens and I become more available to love. Okay, it's kind of a backwards message, but let me read what it says for us today. I have to go over here to the side, so let me go down here. Being unable or unwilling to make a decision. Follow your own heart rather than trying to make others happy. Pretending there is no problem over analyzing a situation. So, as you are no doubt thinking and thinking, how can I find someone? Where is my partner? And you're over analyzing, you are cutting yourself off from love that surrounds you every day. Imagine that those swords are scissors. Imagine she's holding a pair of scissors and you want to cut off the path of discontent. You want to allow yourself this moment, future self is saying, look for love everywhere where you have not looked in the past. Now, Hayne and everyone else who's looking for a soulmate, I hear you. Look at the blue cape. The blue is the color of your throat chakra. It means you have to tell yourself the truth. You have to be honest. And I'm going to give you my favorite affirmation, which I've been using a lot lately. You can fill in the blank for yourself, Hayne. But I understand the fear that you're never going to find someone. But that's just a story that you're telling yourself. So here's a wonderful affirmation. I am so happy and thankful now that I'm free of my past story about love. I am so happy and relieved now that I can take off my old story and leave it behind me. I am so happy and relieved now that I realize my future self wants for me to feel loved. I am so happy and relieved now that I know I can find love outside of romance. I know that feels awkward because it feels like, what, how will that find you a soulmate? Believe me, it will. Letting go of your past story is going to open the doors for you to your future. Okay. All right, let's go forward. Remember, you guys, I offered something special today. I offered a free reading, but you're going to have to go back a few readings to find out how to get it. Okay, so you can go back to, let's see, to Nettie. Nettie's reading will let you know where how you can get a free reading. Okay, hi Stacy. Gabby, yes, welcome. Gabby, you are next. And then David, I would totally love to see what your future self has to say. This is a perfect example. So, David, I have to tell you, and Gabby, sorry, I'll get to your card in just a second. When I was starting to try to ask other people for advice around the work that I'm doing, I'm putting together a new project, and I was asking everybody for their advice, and then I got an idea. What if I asked my future self? And I began to do journaling around that, and that's what totally shifted me. So the idea that your future self knows exactly what's best for you, that is a relief, isn't it? I mean, who better to guide you than the part of yourself that is in the future and already went through your thing. So we will get to you just a second. And then let me get to, yes, absolutely, Hayne. Beautiful. I am so happy and thankful now that the universe is finding my future love. Fantastic. Hey, Whitney, welcome. Glad to see you. So let's see here. I imagine that Murphy's going to get up and start barking because my neighbor's home. So I hope y'all will be patient. And Gabby is next for general reading from future self. And I'm just see how that my neighbor is backing up her car. I just want to use that as a teachable moment because that's an idea of making a choice, right? Some people pull in their parking spot forward every single time. They always pull in forward. And what would happen if you did it backwards? What would happen? It would change your routine and break up your pattern. Also, I'm seeing that there's a hummingbird up here on the feeder, and hummingbirds they're called the little warrior. They never give up, even in a rainstorm. They struggle against the wind to drink their meal. So I feel that, Gabby, those two parts of your message, if that makes sense to you, put a thumbs up in the comments. Let me know. Okay. So, Gabby, what is it that the hummingbirds are real active right now. So you might want to, Gabby, you might want to look up the spiritual meaning of hummingbird and add it to your reading. Your future self would be tickled about that. Okay, so Gabby, and we have a three. Oh, Gabby, first thing I want to say to you is the biggest hug ever. Okay. Like I said, if Murphy starts barking, guys, I should talk to his future self and tell it to be calm. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going to get on with the reading here. Okay, Gabby, your future self is holding your hand right now. Whatever has been going on, I'm definitely feeling goosebumps. So when that's my sign, when my future self energy mixes with my today self energy, I get goosebumps. I've chosen to receive that as a sign from future self. Your decision, Gabby, to claim the sign from your future self is a key. I think that the universe has been hearing you as you've been praying or you've been speaking about your situation. You've been through a lot of heartbreak. There's been a lot of things happening in your life that have been unfair. And see how the angel's head is bowed. There's real respect for you, Gabby. There's real respect for you here. That no matter what happens, you never give up. Okay, so there's tenderness for you. Let's drop in and read what it says. Great sadness that will heal with time. Let go of the past. Personal growth that comes from challenges. Healing misunderstandings. Being there for those in need. Indeed. So right now, Gabby, it's saying 9 9 at the top of my screen. So I believe that the number 99 is special for you. If you YouTube search or Google search for the spiritual meaning of the number 99, I feel that will also give you some guidance. So, the big word that sticks out at me for you, Gabby, is misunderstanding. I believe that chances are you have been misunderstood. Gabby, what's your birth sign? Toss that in there. I just have a sense that that you have had a pattern of being misunderstood over time, and that that has been part of the difficulty. Your future self feels for you. There's so much love and compassion coming for you, Gabby, because I said that other thing a little bit ago about feeling like you were born in the wrong nest, where even from when you were real young, that being misunderstood was kind of a theme. But it's the word resilient. You are so resilient. And I feel like you get a lot of joy helping other people too. And so, because of that, your future self used to be your past self. I know that feels so awkward, but if you use your imagination and go with the flow here, right? Your future self had to walk through your life up until now and into the future and has never left your side. There have been breadcrumbs along the path. Some of them, when you followed your guidance, it worked and something good happened. But sometimes when you acted, it didn't work. And then you got hurt feelings. And I feel like that was a lot of being misunderstood. Now, I say all that to say that your future self is excited for you. Your future self is closer than it ever has been, and so, what I want you to realize, Gabby, is when you're doing spiritual work, when you're aware of your energy, when you're doing your journaling, and I strongly recommend that you start journaling to your future self and pretend. What would future you say back to you? Try it. And when you get goosebumps, or if you get emotional, if you get teary, it's a sure sign that your energy, your vibration is mixing with your future self. I feel that for you, my friend, you are going through so much transition right now that you feel a bit dizzy. This reading, as this poured out of me, this is absolutely not from Catherine. One of the things that I've learned about trusting the stories that show up when I do these readings is to trust and say what I feel on my heart. Your future self has been standing on its head to get your attention, my friend. And I hope that you will take action. An affirmation that will work beautifully for you is I am so happy and relieved now that I know I'm not alone. I am so happy and relieved now that I have connected with my future self. I am so happy and relieved to know that my time of suffering is ending and the world is opening up for me. Okay? Go forth and prosper, my friend. Powerful reading for you. If you could relate to that reading, you just popped by, you just popped in, and you feel resonance, that's your future self getting your attention. Just hit in the comments, I receive it, and it will be yours. These collective readings are really rather magical because you never know. Sophia, oh, biggest hug, Sophia. You never know how future self is going to bring you. For you to pop into the reading right now is you can claim it as a sign from your future self. I have found over the last 3 months every time I line myself up with receiving future self guidance, things are popping in my life. So I only invite you to play the game with me. Okay, Sophia E. Whitney, welcome. I would love to draw a card for you. Let me know if there's a life topic you're curious about, or if you just want a general reading. The next person in line is David. David, thank you so much for being here, and you are wondering about your ex. Let me just go back a little bit and feed and read your message to me again. David, David, David. I think you said something about, oh yeah, will me and my ex sort it out or move on? Advise and guidance, please. Okay, so David, I see that you put the please in all caps. So I know this is feeling quite urgent, and I want to address it. Now, I cannot tell you if your ex is for you or not. Please don't quit the reading. Let me explain. Your intuition knows best. Your intuition always knows best, but it's sometimes it can go dark and we can feel confused or like we're disconnected from our inner guidance. So today's readings are about what would if your future self could pick up the phone right now and text you. If your future self could reach out right now with guidance to help you, what would your future self say? That's what we're going into. I feel your oops, I already cut the cards. I'm just excited. If you're feeling desperate, this is what your future self wants for you to have relief. Okay, so let's see what the card is. Oh, interesting. First of all, there's no humans on this card, so there's no characters. So this is all about you, my dear David. This is all about you. What does it mean if your future if you're asking me a question about your future, right? You're asking me a question to so you're asking me a question about this X. And so notice the last card, which had to do with connection, and there was a lot of heartbreak energy on that card. So, David, I hope that that last card, the Three of Swords, I hope that you were able to, I guess, plow up the ground around your desire with that card. And if there's anybody watching me right now who's curious about having an X or not, is it a good idea to go back to that X? You can claim this reading. All you have to do is say, I claim it, and it will be yours. But David, this is your reading. First, there are no people here. So your future self is calling you away from people right now in this moment. Okay. Your future self is saying, look, this pain, the suffering that you're in, is not about people. And so you say to me, Catherine, that can't be right. I'm miserable because I don't know if I should go back to this ex. I don't know if it's really over. Of course, it's about somebody else. And your future is saying no in such a soft voice. Your future is saying, my dear, dearest David, in the here and now, you have pinned so much of your joy on the behavior of someone else that you have forgotten about your own heart. My dearest David, right now, you're blind to what is possible for you in the world. You're blinded by your dreams that are living in the past. Look at how quickly these rockets of desire are shooting away from you. Look at how quickly these eight rockets of desire are flowing away from you right now. And they're carrying this beautiful blue fire. Your future self wants you to know that even if this X came back to you, even if that was your highest good, nothing would be the same. Nothing would be the same. It would be a complete fresh start. The behaviors of the past are not your highest good, are they? Whatever broke y'all up sucked. Whatever disagreements or hurt feelings that you do not want to manifest again. However, if your ex's best self, their true, kind, loving nature becomes available to you, great, right? But right now, it's not looking likely. No people showed up on this card. So, what I always teach people, because I do help people with breakups, I do readings for breakups, and they're powerful. You're not going to get the whole story in one card, but I will give you the piece of advice that I give to my brokenhearted clients, that give them a chance to come back if they're meant to, because they might clean up their act and choose better choices for themselves. But if they don't, give yourself permission to move on, because if they're to come back, it would be brand new. What would you need to hear from your person to make you want to trust them again? Here are some ideas. David, I'm so sorry. I acted like a child. I know I hurt your feelings, and I really want another chance. Here's another one. David, I've been in therapy for 6 months and I can't believe how rude I was, how mean, how I manipulated. Please accept my apology. And another one, David, I went to my first 12 steps meeting. And when I got out of there, I knew that I knew I had really harmed you in our relationship. Now, those three things just came out of nowhere into my spirit. But chances are you would say, my ex would never say any of that to me. And that's what I'm hoping for. Because if you want this person back, you need to release yourself from the past and create of something brand new. Easiest way to do that is to just go through a breakup process. Allow yourself to let go and say to yourself, I am so thankful and relieved now that I realize I can let go of that person's behavior. I'm so thankful and relieved that I can end this right now, knowing that if they come back, they will be different. I am so thankful and relieved now that my future self is guiding me to take care of my own heart. Okay, David, I know this is tough news to hear, but that really, you don't want the person the way they were before. You would want them brand new. I know this is tough, but it's the kind of tough love that you need. What I suggest for you is to do a YouTube search and search for getting over an ex, and then just watch the first video that comes up. Okay? Feed yourself the truth that an ex is an ex for a reason, and there's somebody out there who's going to love you head to toe. You deserve better. I'm just going to read the message on the card now to close it. Too much going on. Stress caused by many positive opportunities, unexpected events, or rapid changes, the ability to multitask, business travel. There's nothing here about let's fall in love again. So support you in your decision. Whatever it is, I'm here for you. But your future self says, brush it off and move on. Okay, let's move on. All right. Rarely does a card speak so clearly about about somebody's relationship situation. And always, it makes me want to say, if this does not resonate with you, reject it, because I am just a reader reading these cards. And here goes Murphy, my neighbor's walking by. Murphy, Murphy, it's just Miss Betty. She's our neighbor. She loves us. No need to bark. Go back and lay down. Murph, come here. Come here. Good boy. I've already been on for over an hour. He's stretching. He's a good boy. We're gonna go for a walk when the readings are done, okay? Okay. All right. So we're back to the readings. Let's see here. Whitney. Um, and then Sophia E. Sophia, love, of course, feeling empowered to offer clarity of my feelings to someone. Oh, so you have someone that you're seeing, Sophia? That's exciting. I've been so curious about you. You'll have to email me and let me know or contact me on WhatsApp. I'd love to know what's going on with you, girl. Okay, so Whitney, general guidance from your future self. I will timestamp these at the end of the reading. And so if you want to go back and find your reading, you can. Okay. All right. So let's take a peek here. And oh, that's fun. This is fun. Oh, okay. Whitney. Right. Okay. And we have the Knight of Swords. Wow, the inner. Oh, you're welcome, David. I'm just sending you the biggest hug. Listen, be sure you can email me for if you want to connect. And my email address is in the description box. It was such a strong reading, and I wish I was here to give you a hug in real time. Sometimes these messages are hard, but there's like a knowing in your being that they say good readings are confirmation, right? So, okay. So Sophia E, not seeing anybody, but would be like to. Okay, Whitney. And we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. Wow. Okay, so Whitney, I wonder what your birth sign is. Can you put that in there for me? I'm just curious. But there's a lot of energy coming from your future self. Look at how it's almost as if the entire weight of this horse slash unicorn, right, is on one foot. Look at how this unicorn is leaping forward in a major way and charge. This makes me think of just how it's like all systems go. Something is happening and happening to your benefit. Hey, all right. You know what? I don't know the symbols as well as I know the names, my dear Whitney. Can you put the name of that one in there? Thank you. But at any rate, this is just a very juicy energy. And so if I were, excuse me, reading it from the perspective of your future self, I feel like you are not a match for this energy, that your future self is raring to go, wanting to leap forward in a certain direction, and that there's caution coming from your present day self. Let's just read this for, oh, Pisces. Okay, thank you. I wish that they drew Pisces looking like a little fish. If I were the one doing it, I would do that. Now, see, I'll remember that better in the future from now on. Thank you. So, Pisces energy, very interesting. Is there somebody in your life who's an air sign? who's been causing you some difficulty at all, or maybe pressuring you. But let's see here. Decisive, focused, driven, defensive, events that move with great speed. Choose intellectual responses to challenges rather than emotional. Sudden or unexpected changes. Review your options carefully. Okay. Okay, this is kind of what I'm picking up. I feel like you are being cautious that you're, as a Pisces, that you are with that beautiful watery energy. I'm also water sign, double Scorpio. And so there is the tendency to get a little bit, um, how can I say, almost like in a cocoon, in a like being in the sea. Like I'm thinking of what am I thinking of? The Little Mermaid, the Little Mermaid story, where under the sea is the place where you feel most comfortable, but something has called you into a greater experience, that something is pulling you out of the sea, and that this is feeling, you may be feeling like you're being pressured by somebody, or you may feel a sense of pressure on the inside. And I think what's happening is that your future self is absolutely calling you, dropping those breadcrumbs. It's no accident you're here listening to all of these readings, that your future self wants a relationship with you. Okay. And just like the Little Mermaid, your future self is actually in that future life that you're going to have, let's say 5 years from now, that you will be a version of your current self, right? And that as you go stick your head above water, so to speak, and you put yourself into agreement with your future self and honor those breadcrumbs that have been right in front of you for a long time right now. And when you get these intuitive hits, you're like, oh, no, no, that can't be for me. No, I think I'm reading the wrong energy about it. Your future self is saying, no, no, no. You need to be brave and you need to trust a major leap. I'm drawn to the red in this picture. Okay, the red always speaks to me of that root chakra, the family of origin. And I feel like that's part of this, is that you're leaping away from some of the things that were important to you as when you were growing up, that you're leaping away even from some of the values that you grew up with because you're feeling a different way to go. Your mind is wanting to sharpen and to create something new. Look at, we have that red bird flying into your future. You can't ever fly away from your family of origin. The values, the way you grew up is part of you. Remember, I mentioned at the beginning that inner child energy is something that people embrace. Most of the people that find my readings are interested in personal growth, and they're interested in their inner child at some point. And the fact that the way you grew up may be encapsulated in your inner child and not allowing you to go forward. All right. So I sense here, hi, manifesting. Welcome. I'm so glad. Manifesting with tarot, girl. Excuse me. I always say girl accidentally, but if you're a girl or a guy or whoever you are, I manifest with tarot. So I absolutely feel kindred spirit. So back over to Whitney. So Whitney, being able to go forward into a brand new world where you are unsure is what your future self is calling you to. There's no question. So I'm just going to ring the bell. That's my sign that this is your sign. Okay. If you've been praying for a sign, this is your sign. Trust. Do some of that journaling work. Started to change my life a few months ago now, several weeks ago, where I started journaling to my future self. I call her wealthier Catherine because I know that my life is turning around right now with what I'm learning about manifesting. And so when I journal with my future self, it's opening up doors I never imagined. And so I know that's here for you, Whitney. Remember, whenever you get goosebumps, it's a sign that you are now mixing energy with your future self. Who better to give you advice? Who better to help you than your future self? Here is a affirmation that I have lately used and loved. I am so thankful and relieved now that I see that all those signs have been from my future self. I am so thankful and relieved that even though I have been unsure in the past, I am going to trust the nudges from my intuition and move forward now. Now, I will tell you, it's suddenly gotten very dark outside and it's a storm coming in. Thunder is just rolling right now. I always take what nature includes in any reading. So I want you to realize, Whitney, that your fears and doubts have been like a storm for you. And you have a part of your mind may have been thinking, will this ever end? And I'm saying to you, yes, it will. Remember, it's not your problem that's troubling you, it's what you're thinking about your problem. Your future self knows how much of a survivor and thriver you are and has got your back. Okay. Now, let's move on. I'm so excited. I love storms. Well, unless they have a tornado attached, of course. But I lived in the desert for over 20 years and we had one storm a year. So we're just going to keep going and we let a little thunder be in our background and let's move forward. So, Sophia E., you are next. Okay. And so Sophia E. on the search for love. I love that. And remember what I'm saying is that who knows better? Who knows you better than you? And let's see what your future self has to say about love and romance. Manifesting with tarot. Would you like me to draw you a card? It would be my honor. Just let me know what your situation is, or if you just want a general message from your future self. What is most urgent? The wind is picking up. It's dark in my house. Oh, Whitney, excellent. I am so glad you were able to relate to that. And the rain is just pouring now. Look at that. Can you see it going by? Wow. Wow. It's kind of an honor. Wow. Just feeling so drawn to let this happen. Imagine that this enlighten. Imagine that this is a cleansing rain. Imagine it's washing through you energetically. Imagine your willingness to let go of what no longer serves you. Imagine spirit sweeping through and releasing you. Man, I'm feeling emotion. Take a breath. Put your hand on your heart. Wow, my door just slammed. Imagine that you are slamming a door on self doubt. Imagine you're slamming a door on the things that have separated you. See the light up in the right corner? That's a reflection behind me. Notice how that light is appearing in the storm. Take a breath. As always, I always allow nature to intervene in a reading. And so, my dear, dear friend Sophia E., have you been have you been a little spiritually constipated? By that I mean, has your energy gotten stagnant? Have you done any tapping lately? Have you done any meditating? How have you been medicating your energy? Because this beautiful rain is here with your reading and the thunder here to grab your attention. How cool is this? This is so fun. So I did pick a card before all that rain started to come. So let's see. When it comes to love and romance, my dear Sophia, Tell everybody where you are from so we can share in the magic of the international connection. And let's see. Ooh, very interesting. Okay, good. Yes, I thought so. So Sophia is in Greece, and Sophia is a wonderful, wonderful woman who is very sensitive. We've done some work together, so what I can say is that for you, my dear, dear Sophia, if you have never explored the idea of having a relationship with your future self, I feel that your inner being has dramatically appeared through the weather today, because this might be your next logical step is to incorporate a living, breathing relationship with your future self. As you may have heard me say, I started journaling to my future self a few weeks ago, and it's changed my perspective 100%, especially in what I'm doing with my energy and how I'm helping other people. And so take me up on that, because with this wonderful page of wands, this this page of wands, the wands suit is all about manifesting. Okay. And I know you to be a practitioner of manifesting and many different manifesting tools. So it seems quite logical that adding communication with your future self would be the most advantageous new adventure. The page often carries this same energy as the ace, and be but more empowered. And I love how you use the word empowered when you were telling me about your status, because you are ready to step into something very new here when it comes to your manifesting. And so because you're asking about love and romance, let's apply it. Now let's look at the baby dragon. So we are looking here at two figures, but they're not babies, they're adolescents. Okay, so we have this teenage boy and we have an adolescent dragon. So let's read what the card has to say, and then I will give you your interpretation. Enthusiastic, optimistic, creative, impatient. That sounds like so. That sounds like Sophia E to me. And the thunder clapped right when I said that. Let's go on. Oops, sorry. Murphy, aw, are you a little afraid? Are you afraid of the thunder? Bless your heart. Aw. Okay. um, News of exciting opportunities, allowing your creativity to soar. Do things that fuel your passions. Finish what you start. Oh my goodness, this is so red hot for you, my dear Sophia. And I appreciate you. I love the work that we did together in the past, because we broke through some things for you. I remember that clearly. And so even though you're feeling confident and everything's been going great, your future self is seeing a little bit of immaturity. I'm just going to call it like I see it. That your future self is really feeling like you need to pay attention. I just can't get over that this thunderstorm has happened in the middle of your reading, because I know that you're purpose driven, and I know that we started some projects at the beginning of the year, and I'm so curious how those have panned out. But it seems like there's been a pause, or like a not a downturn, but a stretch. I'm going to call it a stretch. Maybe a tiny bit of dissatisfaction where something's got like an itch you cannot reach. Have you ever had something itch on the back on your back and you can't get to it? And you finally have to grab like a spatula from the kitchen or something to scratch your own back. I feel like that's the energy that's going on here. So when it comes to love and romance, it might be that you've just been so busy with your other parts of your life and manifesting that you just need to yeah, good, that word stretch, that you need to stretch yourself again, that there's something going on that is needing a stretch. So if you feel like a private reading would be good, it's been a while, just email me. Information's in the description box. And if I can help you, let me know. Because when it comes to love and romance, what you use for success in your business may not be working as well in the love and romance arena. Also, dragons are all about protection, right? So, what if this is your energy? What if there's something that within you, what if your future self is saying there's something with you? It's a relationship from early in your life. There's a snag that is there. There's a man in your life in the past. There's some energy around that that's caused you to be a dragon, right? So unbeknownst to you, but in view of your future self, that there is a block and it is existing in those years between 13 to 23. You may know who this person is, okay? But because of that block, you're in a pause. And because your heart, your self right now, current Sophia definitely wants love, but future Sophia isn't able to drop the breadcrumbs for you because of a flame that you might be holding for somebody in your past. It might be outside of the age parameter of 13 to 23, but the energy, that teenage rebellious energy, may be holding you back and blocking you. Okay. Very interesting reading. And I think profound. I haven't seen you on my readings for a long time. And I think the fact that that thunderstorm came at the second I drew your card, there, it's exciting. So remember that whenever you get goosebumps during your work, during your energy work, it's a sign that your future self is starting to meld energy with your current self. Okay. Now, how do I know this? I don't. I'm just using my imagination and I'm following the guidance of my future self. I'm following the guidance of my future self. That is what's changed me. So, Sophia, I do some journaling. So you could do it today. Dear future self, I just had this reading and all of this came out. What do you think? And then pause, close your eyes, take a few breaths, imagine what your future self would say. You are a gifted, imaginative woman. Have fun with this. If you want support, connect with me. I can guide you, but do give it a try. Okay. So let's see. Again, it would, so maybe I should wait. I would say, wait. Your future self would say, no, don't wait. Find the block. Got it? And tapping works, as you know. So reach out if I can, if you have a further question or I can help you in any way, just contact me. Okay. All right. So fun, you guys. This is so fun. Thank you for being with me. If you guys, as you're listening, if you hear something that's resonant, and this is not your reading, you can claim it. Just put, I claim this reading, and it becomes your own. Remember, each of us has an inner self. Each of us is gifted with a future version that's walking right now in your imagination. Okay. Hi, Patricia. Welcome. Absolutely. I would love to pull a card for you, Patricia. What life area are you interested in hearing from your future self? Or would you like me to just do a general reading for you? Okay. Sophia, you are welcome. I'm so curious too. What's going on with you over there in Greece? You have such an interesting life, huh? And I'm just very, very curious. Okay, Patricia Danner, my love life. Okay, very good. Your future self is right here, right now, alive and well in your imagination. And so let's see what your future self has for you when it comes to love. Okay, are you single, Patricia? And are you single and actively looking for love? It looks like that's what's going on here. I know I have a little bit of a delay when when I'm doing a video. So, okay. Okay. So, what it shows me here is that your future self is really, really proud of you. I mean, your future self knows that you are absolutely determined. This is a card of determination. You are determined to change your status, that you want to find your person. Okay. This shows somebody who is working really hard. And let's just read the card first and then I'll interpret for you. Now, so anybody who's listening, if you're looking for a soulmate, claim this reading. Just write down in the description, I claim it. Learning all you can about a subject or career, going back to school, taking a seminar, or finding a mentor, attention to detail, skilled work that you love. Okay, so again, you guys are finding me right in the middle of a thunderstorm. And so I feel like that's part of that thunderstorm energy is here for you too, my dear Patricia, when we're looking at your future you, because I feel like you are looking at your singleness like it's a storm. It's something to be avoided. It's scary, loud, that love has not been good to you. That when you think about having a soulmate, it does fill you with joy and you like the idea, but you have fears and you have insecurities that have caused some pain in the past. And so your future self is here guiding you. So this figure here on the side would symbolize, aw, Patricia. Well, I'm 72 and I can hear you. So this idea though, that the diligence that you have put in to do the right thing, to find yourself a partner, you have worked and worked, and yet you're still searching. And so this is a problem. Your higher self, or excuse me, your future self is represented by this figure who is giving advice. So it does seem that finding a mentor, taking getting more educated in a different way, and I'll tell about that in a minute, may be what is best for you. That the techniques you've been using, the work you've done to find a partner so far, has just not given you the results that you're looking for. And so your future self is saying you need some education. And so also what I'm aware of, Patricia, can you see those shadows on the wall behind the figures? The work with your shadow is the highest work. It's can be the most difficult work, but your future self, and remember, nobody knows you better than your future self, that some of the pain, the disappointment, and the fear of never finding anybody is hiding in your shadow. The shadow is the part of your personality, the part of your personality that is difficult. We all have difficult parts of our personality. What is your birth sign, Patricia? Mine is Scorpio, and Scorpios have a dark side. I can be as snarky and rude as any human on this planet. Now, if you've been with me through this reading, you know that I don't come across as snarky on the reading. That's because I'm in flow with my best side of my personality. My moon is in Gemini, and I love to teach, and I love to teach people how to get free. So, Sagittarius, yes. Sagittarius, um, as you here's a piece of advice, Patricia, okay? Take this to heart, please. Get out a pencil or a pen and write down the astrology guy, okay? The astrology guy. He is a YouTuber who teaches about shadow in a way that I love and that will make you laugh, okay? And his video, The Do's and Don'ts of Dating a Sagittarius. The do's and don'ts of dating a Sagittarius. What he will teach you is that the most positive sides of a Sagittarius, every reason why being with a Sagittarius is the best, that's what he starts with. You guys, and all y'all who are listening, try it out with your own birth sign. But when he comes to the end of the recording and he talks about don't make a Sagittarius mad, he lays out the shadow. He lays out the behaviors that you have as a Sag. And this is excellent because it's working on that part of your personality that is what you need to do right now. You need to work on the shadow side of your personality. So, the first assignment is to find the astrology guy and watch the do's and don'ts of dating a Sagittarius. The second thing is use the YouTube search to look for videos on um, reclaiming your inner child. Any inner child meditation will help you find your shadow. These are concrete homework assignments that will assist you. Okay, it's like YouTube will be your mentor. All right. Now, for sure, I can help. I do private readings. I do private love readings for people, and it's my pleasure to draw 10 or 20 cards for you, right? Maybe more than that to really dig in and see what your future self would advise step by step. But right now, as the thunder is just booming behind me, I feel there's no accident that you're here on this reading, my dear friend, and that once you appreciate and become affectionate toward your saltier side, the part of you that you're not proud of, you're going to have relief. Okay. So, my favorite affirmation for you, my dear Patricia, I am so happy and thankful now that I know what to do. I am so happy and relieved now that I can research and study my saltier side. Online relationships are really tricky, aren't they? They're very tricky, and sometimes that they can lead you astray. Make sure that you see the person's face. Make sure that when in this online relationship, make sure the person is who you're thinking they are. So important. Also, you can look at the do's and don'ts of dating a Capricorn. And that is so educational. This card is about getting educated and keep practicing. Never give up. If you're looking for that forever partner to be your person, you need to be sure that you want an online relationship rather than someone in purpose on in that you can look in their eye. Okay, I always say to my clients, look them in the eye before you make any major decisions. If they won't show their face to you, that's an important sign from the universe, and it might be that thunder and lightning that is scaring my little dog today. And normally he doesn't care about the thunder, right? Yeah, it's okay, buddy. Yeah, we're almost done with the readings, I promise. Okay. But for you, I feel like the universe is here, speaking through your future self. Just take real good care of yourself, all right? Check out your own shadow with that astrology guy. And if you want some help, I'm here for you. I do private readings. It's in the description box below. So anyway, I think I'm going to run because the thunder is severe. Murphy's a little upset. And I think it would be best if I paid some attention to him. So I just love you all. Thank you so much. I really enjoyed these readings. Remember that I leave breadcrumbs every day from your future self. When you're drawn to my work, it's your future self in cahoots with my future self, and we're building it together. 13-second videos, they serve as breadcrumbs, and you will find entertainment there and upliftment on the daily. Go forth and prosper, my dear friends.